always on your side. This is First Coast News at 11.
All right, pull out the boots and sweaters and get ready for the coldest morning of the season. Parts of the First Coast could reach the 30s overnight.
Storm expert Tim Deegan kicks things off with us. He's tracking this cold weather. And Tim, I guess we all need to bundle up.
Oh, you can feel the excitement in the air. We've been talking about this polar front for over a week now. Or are you just wondering how many layers you and your family need? And we'll be heading towards 60 by the noon hour. I'll take you beyond noon toward the weekend in just a few moments.
Thank you, Tim. New tonight at 11, a rare disease that left hundreds of children nationwide partially paralyzed could be caused by a single virus. That's according to the Centers for Disease Control.
And we're talking about AFM, which is a polio-like disease that weakens muscles. Crystal Bailey is on your side with a local family's search for answers.
Doctors with Wolfson's say they diagnosed the child with AFM soon, while the CDC is continuing its research into this rare disease. Reporting from downtown Jacksonville, Crystal Bailey, First Coast News, on your side.
Crystal, thank you. New tonight, the lead singer of a Jacksonville rock band is in jail after being arrested for child porn. JSO says 42-year-old Chad Valou had sex with a 16 or 17-year-old girl. According to the police report, he met that girl through Facebook and came to her house where they had sex. JSO says the victim's mom then came forward after finding explicit pictures on her daughter's cell phone. And still to come on First Coast News.
We've been digging into records of those accused of doing the unthinkable. How often do charges against child molesters actually stick?
A major development tonight in the Florida governor's race. Republican Ron DeSantis is the apparent governor-elect. The recount results now show the former congressman maintained a nearly 34,000 vote lead over his rival, Democrat Mayor Andrew Gillum. Now, the results have not yet been certified, and Gillum has not yet conceded.
The Florida Senate race is far from over tonight. A manual hand recount has been ordered for the entire state. This all comes after the machine recounted ballots were tallied this afternoon. Election offices now have to recount 54,000 ballots by hand.
Broward, Palm Beach, and Hillsborough counties all missed this afternoon's state deadline to submit recounted votes. Broward missed the deadline by just 2 minutes. In Palm Beach, their equipment broke down, and in Hillsborough, they had an unexplained drop in the number of votes. The state is rejecting these new numbers and will use tallies from election night. Well, breaking news is coming in right now. 7 more bodies have been found in the wreckage from the California wildfires. That brings the death toll now to 63. Tonight, more than 630 people are still missing. The Camp Fire in Northern California is raging north of the state capitol, and the Woolsey Fire is burning outside of Los Angeles.
Every month on the First Coast, parents are forced to choose between bad and awful. Put their child on the stand and force them to relive the attack of a sexual predator, or agree to a deal that allows the offender to escape being labeled a sex offender. On Your Side Investigates has been digging into sentencing patterns here on the First Coast and found that many child sex crime charges just don't stick. How often it happens may actually shock you. On Your Side's Julia Janae has those details and a mother's heart-wrenching story about an impossible choice.
There's no exact calculation. There's no magic number for how many months or years.
And if we are not heard as victims, this is going to continue.
Now, these suspects could face up to 15 years in prison at trial or more if they have other charges. Now, tomorrow we sit down with the First Coast Real Life Special Victims Unit and what child advocates are saying parents are missing the most when it comes to protecting their children from predators. That's tomorrow on First Coast News at 11. But for now, reporting with photojournalist Nick Marone, Julia Janae, First Coast News on your side.
Wow, Julia, thank you very much. A serial bank robber wanted by the FBI has now been captured. Myron Ernst, this man right here, is accused of robbing a SunTrust bank in Clay County just yesterday. He's also accused of robbing half a dozen banks across the country. Today, Ernst was arrested 3 hours from Jacksonville in Lakeland during a traffic stop. So after months on the run, he's finally in jail facing charges tonight.
The search continues tonight for the people involved in a shootout that left a teenager hurt. We brought this to you as breaking news yesterday at 6. It all happened on Merrill Road in Arlington. This surveillance video shows one of the 2 cars involved. You could see the car speeding down the street and then spinning out of control. Neighbors say 4 people jumped out of their car and then just took off. Some of the bullets during the shootout actually hit a nearby credit union. So if you know anything tonight, call police.
It's been nearly a year since plans for the new convention center downtown were made public, and tonight we're learning that those plans may come to a halt. Jacksonville Mayor Lenny Curry sent out a letter asking the Downtown Investment Authority team. He's asking them to rethink the decision to build a new convention center to replace the old courthouse on Bay Street. The mayor says the new center would cost taxpayers a lot of money. Now, even with the potential halt of these plans, it would not mean the River City would lose out on a new convention center. Jags owner Shad Khan wants to build one at the site of the old shipyard. Those plans are still in the works.
Think before you click. Google may be showing you the most expensive option for something on your wish list. Jason Puckett verifies whether the search engine is taking advantage of you.
Advertisers pay money to get their products in front of your holidays. With your Verify, I'm Jason Puckett. Back to you.
Very interesting. Well, a health alert in Putnam County. There's an outbreak of the flu. 5 new cases were just reported, bringing the total to 18. With lower temperatures rolling in, officials expect an increase in the outbreak. Right now, Winn-Dixie is offering a free turkey for Thanksgiving when you get your flu shot.
Okay, some good news, a pleasant surprise for you at the pump. If you're maybe going to grandma's house for the holidays, gas prices are on the decline. So the relief comes after a 4-year high in October when the national average neared $3 a gallon. Tonight, the national average is down to $2.68. A big drop in oil prices is leading to the dip in prices.
Now, weather with your First Coast News storm experts, powered by AC Designs.
I hope you filled up your tank tonight, because if you got to fill up tomorrow, it's going to be cold.
You're going to be chilly out there.
You might even be wearing your gloves.
That's right.
You got your fashionable boots on. You get to wear your gloves tomorrow.
Coats, pull out those sweaters.
So I showed you temperatures on an extended cool trend that should hold right on to and through Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Tim. Well, most families expect to spend a little extra cash around the holidays.
But how much will you spend on Thanksgiving? A new study might surprise you.
And you've heard of Bonnie and Clyde, but how about Lenny and Clyde? Yeah, that's what's coming up next in sports.